Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk. This is where once a week I get to talk about basically anything I want. And who am I? I am Stephen Meade, the managing director here at Domicile Real Estate. We have two huge focuses. One is homeownership. We believe in it. We are on a mission to help California's renters become homeowners. And the other is architectural properties because where you live matters. So let's get started. I attended an economic update about a week and a half ago with the chief economist for the California Association of Realtors. His name is Jordan Levine. He's very talented, very skilled. I agree with him 80% of the time or more, which is actually saying a lot as a fellow economist by education. So here is the title. And the question we are asking ourselves, what are the ways that buying a home is like cryptocurrency? None. It's a trick question. There are no ways that cryptocurrency is like buying a house. And yet, numerous times in the past month, the past week, even the past year, I have heard from people who have talked about homeownership as if it was like cryptocurrency. They were talking about the opportunities. They were talking about how it was going to get big. They were talking about how they were going to greatly increase their personal wealth. And while I think real estate does all of these things in the long term, it certainly doesn't do it in the short term. And also, real estate really is not subject to the same level of boom and bust that I think cryptocurrency is. Crypto is considerably more volatile than real estate. And this brings up another question, right? And that's about expectations. Expectations and what are all the things that people think real estate is like, but it isn't. So I made a little list because I think lists are fun. Real estate and buying a home is not like a day trading account. It is also not like an ATM machine. Hopefully it's not like an ATM machine. Please do not use your house as an ATM machine. This is how a lot of people got into trouble in 2007, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Also, buying real estate is not like buying a car. When you buy a car, from the moment you drive it off the lot, unless you have bought some secret future classic, that car is on an inevitable death march to $0 of value. And it will eventually get there if you wait long enough. Homes, on the other hand, and real estate for that matter, are exactly the opposite. Unless you buy a home surrounding Chernobyl, over 30 years, if you work and you pay that 30-year fixed rate mortgage off, you will be left with something valuable. And I really think this is about the expectations of homeownership and the right way to look at it. Now, is it possible that there will be years, if you buy a home today and you live in that house the next 30 years, there will be years where that home appreciates a lot. It will happen, and you can chalk those up to good fortune. But let's think about what the other things that you get when you buy a home that are things you can really count on. Number one is stability, right? You actually have a place that you live and you don't have to worry about it going away, or you have to worry about it a lot less. Unlike rents, if you have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, that payment and your housing costs are largely fixed. They will change a little bit, but not nearly as much as if you are renting. The other thing is to think about homeownership as long-term wealth. I've said this a couple times. The Federal Reserve in their consumer finance study has said this a number of times. They've got graphs. Households where the home is owned on average have 19 times more wealth than households that do not own the home they live in. Simple math. And then finally, the biggest thing that I think is a huge thing for me is control. When you are renting a home instead of owning, you really don't have a lot of control. That landlord can raise the rent when your lease is up for renewal. If you're on a month-to-month, they can raise it a lot more frequently than that. They can decide they no longer want to rent the unit. They can decide that they can sell the house that you're renting. You really don't have a lot of stability and control in that situation. You have to ask permission to change anything. You have to ask permission to make modifications. If you own a home, adding, for example, say a shed out back to use as a home office, you can totally do that. You don't need to ask anyone's permission in order to do that. So there are a lot of things that are great about homeownership. But having the expectation that buying a home is like buying cryptocurrency is just plain wrong. And it's really not a very good way to look at it. And I don't even know if I'd want buying a home to be like cryptocurrency. Crypto is very volatile. You don't want your home to be volatile. This is a long term investment, and it's the best kind of investment because it's something you can actually use. Stock certificates are really only usable for one thing, and that's toilet paper or keeping warm in the winter. Otherwise, they don't have any inherent value. They're just pieces of paper. But a home is something that actually has a value and a use that you can use. Anyhow, that's my rant for this week. I heard it the last time, people talking about homes like they were cryptocurrency and they were going to get rich in the next year. If that's your expectation, and if you were designing a business plan around that, that is very dangerous. Don't do that. If you want to talk about actually having a strategic plan for wealth generation, buying and owning a home, definitely reach out to us. We would love to help you if you're in the Southern California area. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. And then, as always, questions and comments, we love them. There is a link down below if you would like to schedule a 15-minute, no cost, no obligation consultation with us. We would love to do that with you. Trying to think if there's anything else. We'll see you again real soon.